Okay. So inshallah we'll start with ayah number 58. Yeah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون إن الله يأمركم أن تؤدوا الأمانات إلى أهلها وإذا حكمتم بين الناس أن تحكموا بالعدل إن الله نعم ما يعظكم به إن الله كان سميعا بصيرا يا أيها الذين آمنوا أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول وأولي الأمر منكم فإن تنازعتم في شيء فردوه إلى الله والرسول إن كنتم تؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر ذلك خير وأحسن تأويلا صدق الله العظيم. Okay, so brothers and sisters, this ayah number 58. This is a very special ayah. And the ayah number 59, which is right after that, that is extremely special ayah. So in today's short dars, we have two very special ayahs of the Holy Quran. So now ayah number 58. Ayah number 58 is telling us about amana. Amana means um, that something that doesn't belongs to you, right, but is with you, right? That is amana, right? For example, I gave you something to keep, right? So what I gave you to keep is mine, but it is with you because I trusted you. And I asked you to keep for some time till I come and take it back. That is called amana. There is one meaning. The second meaning is the secret and personal information about people, right? Let's say you work in a department that has, let's say, social security number of everybody, and you know their date of birth, so you have all their profile information. So you got this job because you are entrusted to keep this confidential, right? So this is the second meaning. The third meaning is that when somebody comes for a mashwara, an opinion, and he tells you that, brother, this is my family issue, this is my personal issue, this is my business issue, and I have come to discuss with you. Now, this is a personal between you and me, right? This is amana, right? All three meanings are included in this word amana. Now, why is it important? Because our Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "La imana liman la amanata lah." Aw kama qala alayhi salatu wasalam. La iman. That person has no faith if he has no character. And here it means that if you cannot be entrusted, right, then you have no iman, you have no faith. La imana. Right? So this means keeping people's trust, that is a sign of iman. If people cannot trust you, then you have no iman. So la imana, you have no iman. So this ayah, let's come back into this. Inna Allah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala definitely ya'murukum is instructing you an tu'addul amanati ila ahliha, that you should give the amana to its owner. You give the amana to its owner. Ila ahliha, to its owner. That's number one. Second, وَإِذَا حَكَمْتُمْ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ, and if you are hakim, if you are judge, if you are a man of power, you have to decide, you have to pass a judgment. أَن تَحْكُمُوا بِالْعَدْلِ, and that is that always do your job with justice. أَن تَحْكُمُوا بِالْعَدْلِ, always do your job with adl, justice. Why? إِنَّ اللَّهَ نِعِمَّا يَعِزُكُمْ بِهِ, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ya'izukum bi, is doing wa'az, meaning Allah is helping you understand the ni'imma, that this is the best way to live in this world, and that is do justice. Inna Allah kana sami'an basira, no doubt Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all listening and Allah is all watching. Okay, this is the meaning of this ayah. Now let's look into the Shan Nuzul, why this ayah was revealed. So, in which year did Fatih Makkah took place? Fatih Makkah in the 8th year, the victory of Makkah. Now, when Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam years ago was living in Makkah, few people had become Muslim. The Muslim community consists of only 20-30 people, around that. Weak. Everybody was picking on them. Abu Jahl, Abu Lahab, Sufyan, Udba, Rabia, all of these guys were picking on them, ridiculing them, punishing them, prosecuting them, all of those things. One day, our Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in that condition met a person called Talha. Talha ibn Uthman. Talha ibn Uthman. Now, who was he? He was the person in whose family was the key of Haram. The key. So it is a big honor that in your family, generation after generation, right, you are the custodian of the key. So you are the only one who will unlock the Haram of Kaaba Sharif, that door above of Multazam. Nobody else has the key, only you. So it was an honor, right? So one day Rasulullah met him, and Rasulullah requested, you know what, I wish to go inside Haram Kaaba today. This is my wish. So can you please give me the key? I'll give you after a while. So Rasulullah Sallallahu had lived there in Makkah for generations, his family, everybody knew everybody. There was this strong bond, right? But because Rasulullah is now Nabi and he's calling people to Islam, people have changed. But still Rasulullah thought that Talha, we have known, our family have known each other for generations, it should not be a problem. But Talha frowned at Rasulullah and he said harsh words to Rasulullah. Why? Because Rasulullah was weak at that time. The community was weak. But Rasulullah, so it hurt Rasulullah. But Rasulullah said something to this effect that, hold on. One day a time will come when this key would be in my hand and you will give. So people who have lived with Rasulullah in Makkah always knew that what Rasulullah was saying is going to happen one day. Years passed by, after the incident, Rasulullah came to Medina, 8 years in Medina, and now Fatih Makkah took place. Okay? Thousands of Sahaba went there, no bloodshed, the victory was of Muslims. Now, Rasulullah wanted to clean it from inside because there were idols. Bilal had to call adhan. People have to pray their first time after years, in fact centuries. There'll be tawheed, inshallah. There. So Rasulullah said to Ali, Ali, go to Talha. Because Talha was still a kafir at that time. And he had confined himself into his house. Said, go and get me the key. So Ali Karamallah went there to his house. He said, Rasulullah and everybody's waiting. Where's the key? So that person, actually, Talha showed some attitude and all that. So Ali snatched that key, came and gave to Rasulullah. Rasulullah opened the Khana Kaaba door, went inside, cleansed the inside of Kaaba Sharif from all idols, cleaned it, called Bilal to call Adhan. First time Adhan was called. Everybody prayed Salah, Takbir and all that. Now Abbas came forward, Rasulullah's uncle. Abbas came forward. He said, Ya Rasulullah, I see that the key is now in your hand. I have one wish. And can you give me the key to keep? Right? It was Abbas' wish, Rasulullah uncle. Abbas radiallahu anh, Rasulullah uncle, how can Rasulullah say no to his uncle? But at that time Jibreel came. And this ayah was revealed. That no. Although Talha is still not Muslim, it is an amana. It is an amana. It is not yours to keep, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Give it back to the owner. Your job is done. You have cleansed my house of idols. So Allah saying, Alhamdulillah. Now the key should be going back to the owner. So Rasulullah said, go give this back to Talha. Talha became Muslim. Talha became Muslim. Till now, the key is in the family of Talha. Till now. Right? So, here, a big lesson that Muslims should be wide thinking people. For some reason, we have been told that non-Muslims cannot do this. No. Here, the key of Haram was in the hand of Talha, a non-Muslim. Okay? So, just like I was reading an article that in Jerusalem right now, the keys of big churches are in the hand of Muslims, and their generation after generation, they have been taking care of the churches. Before 1948, right? Muslim, Christian, Jewish people were living together for centuries. No problem. Okay? But everything changed after 1948. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is teaching us that whoever is the person, don't look at the religion. That person has the right over his thing. So don't say, oh, he's a kafir, I will not give. No, it is an amana. Okay? So amanat should be given to its owner, no matter whether he is a Christian, Jewish, Hindu, an atheist, whoever it is. Now look into this ayah. Inna Allaha ya'murukum. No doubt Allah is instructing you an tu'addul amanat, that you give the amanat ila ahliha, to their owners. To their owners. So by in individual lives, please, and I'm reminding you and I'm reminding myself, whenever we have the amana of anyone, please give it back to its owner before it is dead. Sometimes you forget. right? Like I told you, a certain brother passed away. He was a good friend of mine. He passed away. His children, few weeks after that brother's death, brought my books to me, my fault. I had also forgotten that I had given those books to them. I have been looking for this. So this is, sometimes when we borrow books, we don't feel that it's obligatory to give it back. And yeah, so amana. So amana. Now, regarding hukum, that when you have to judge, you should judge with adl. So Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was the judge on the time of Fatih Makkah. Whatever Rasulullah had said, it would have been implemented. But Rasulullah said, no, I will do justice. Give this key back to its owner. Okay? Well, before the day of judgment, there will be no justice in the world. There will be, remember, no justice in the world. People will get so frustrated with injustices that people, some of them or most of them, they will leave the cities to live in jungles. Literally. They'll be frustrated with injustices everywhere. Right? No adl. Right? So, um, here, like, mashallah, you have adl, but in many countries, especially ironically Muslim countries, judges are sold. Judges are sold. Journalists are sold. You know, everybody is sold. Policemen sold. There is no justice. If you have the money, you can buy people out. Right? So this is an adab from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, big adab. So Allah Subhanahu wa Taala here is saying that an tahkumu bil adl. Whenever you judge people, always do your judgment based on adl. Right? Okay, so the second thing is, brothers and sisters, remember that when we criticize people, judges and journalists and all those people, understand that you and I are in the same boat with them. Illa mashallah, except some of you. The only difference between us and them is that they are in a position to get money, and we are not in a position. When we will be in that position, we'll do the same thing. Right? But please, reminder is always do justice. Now comes the second ayah. Nevertheless, I will cover some part of this ayah today and some part of this ayah next week, because now Maghrib is very close. And next week, thus would be after Maghrib. So we'll have some time. Now the time is very short. Right? Yeah, next Sunday, the time will change. So we'll have it after Maghrib. Inshallah. So the second ayah is Ya ayyuhalladhina, please pay attention to this. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ati'u Allah wa ati'u Rasul wa ulul amri minkum. Wa ulil amri minkum. All those people who believe, obey Allah and obey His Rasul sallam, and obey your rulers. Ulil amri, and obey your rulers. So here, obedience towards Allah is mandatory. Here, obedience to Rasul Sallallahu has been made mandatory, but then here there's an addition. And that is ulil amri minkum. And your rulers. Right? So we'll come back on this. Now let's go forward. فَإِن تَنَازَعْتُمْ فِي شَيْءٍ. Whenever you dispute, whenever you have differences on any matter, فَرُدُّوهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَالرَّسُولِ. Right? So refer to Allah and His Rasul. Go back to Allah and Rasul and see what they have instructed. In kuntum tu'minuna billah, if you truly believe in Allah and on the day of judgment. ذَلِكَ خَيْرٌ, this is a better way to live. وَأَحْسَنُ تَأْوِيلًا, and the most beautiful interpretation of your deen Islam. Okay? Now let's come back to the ayah. So, Ati Allah wa Ati Rasul. No kalam in that, right? Okay, obey Allah and obey His Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We all know that we have to do this, right? But the third thing, wa ulil amri minkum. First, look into the Arabic, from the Arabic point of view. Uli, uli in Urdu से वाले, right? Power वाले, तुम में से जो इख्तिदार वाले हैं. So wale means people who are amr. Al amr means power. Minkum means amongst you, among Muslims. Those who are in power, you should not only just listen to them, you should obey. Okay? So few things here. Who are these people? Right? Who are these people? Number one is that they have to be Muslim. Because Allah said, minkum, from amongst you. Number two is that if they are not Muslims, but they are in power, we'll obey them. Unless they order us to do something which is against our religion, then we'll not. Right? Third thing is that our rulers, right, who make laws, right, when they make laws, we'll obey. We'll obey. We'll not challenge them. Unless they do things which are contrary to Quran Hadith. Right? Fourth thing is, here ulama have said that here it means, it also means, not just means, it also includes the fuqaha. Fuqaha are those people who give fatwa. And ironically, fatwa has also been looked down upon now. Because everybody is giving fatwa, you also give fatwa, everybody is ready with it. Fatwa and medicine. Everybody is a doctor and everybody is a mufti. So here it means fuqaha as well. That when the rightly guided ulamas, fuqaha, give a verdict based on Quran Hadith, obedience to that is very important, is mandatory. Wa ulil amri minkum. Right? Acha. Now, this means that when our ulamas, fuqaha, are teaching us something which is important, so we must, obey them. Now, question here is, when Quran and Hadith is sufficient, Ati Allah wa Ati Rasul, when Quran and Hadith are sufficient, why is it that we have to obey ulil amri, like let's say fuqaha? To understand that fuqaha are the one who interpret Quran for us. Okay. Misal ke taur pe, like let's say you come up with an issue which is not in Quran. Think about it, Aslam bhai, koi issue sochiye, which is not in Quran. Hundreds and millions of them. Let's say you are saying that, Habsa, what is the ruling of, let's say, microphone system? Microphone system. The microphone system was invented now. At the time of Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, microphone system was not present. So, is it permissible? Because I am following the Imam. But here the microphone is there between me and the Imam. Is it permissible? Now, who will determine that? You will not determine. It is the fuqaha who will look into the details and will see whether it comes in line with the teachings of Quran Hadith or not. Okay? So now here obedience to Ul Amr Minkum becomes important. Okay? Now you cannot say I think there. No, there's no I think here. Right? Here Ulil Amr. You have to go back to the Fuqaha. Okay? Similarly, any new issue that comes, okay? The other day somebody was asking what question? Yeah, praying in aeroplane. भाई देखे ना praying there's another issue that came up, and that was yeah, praying at a place where there is neither water nor dirt. So you cannot make wudu because there's no water. You cannot make tayammum because there's no dirt. Right? So what would you do? So now this masala, this issue is not mentioned in Quran, because in Quran Hadith millions of masail are not mentioned, because now, if Allah had if Allah had mentioned all of the issues, it would have been a headache reading that. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is Arhamur Rahimeen, what he did is he gave us some guidelines and then sent Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Rasulullah also gave us some guidelines, and then fuqaha would come, the jurists, who will look into the details of every hukum, and now the new issues that will come, right? They will bring those issues back to the principles of Quran Hadith, and will determine whether it is in line with Quran Hadith or not. अब बताइए असलम भाई फाकिद, इसको called फाकिद तहूरैन. The masala is called that the water is not there and dirt is not there. So without wudu or tayammum, no salah. अब बताइए, if you are there, what would you do? इज्तिहाद करें आप. What would you do? No, you cannot pray without wudu. You cannot pray without tayammum. So you will not pray. You will not pray. Why? Because the sharaib of the conditions of salat are not found. Okay? Are not found. Right? So then what will happen? You will not be punished by Allah. Why? Because Allah Himself has said that do not pray salah without taharat. Rasulullah said, La salata illa, without taharat there is no salah. So now this issue faqil tahurain is an issue that when fuqaha got together, they just thought about issue that when this issue will come, what would Muslims do, or what should Muslims do? Okay? And then there are maybe millions of such masail that when they would come up, okay, what would they do? Insurance, health insurance. Now it is permissible, jaiz, right? But is there any mention of insurance in Quran Hadith? No. Okay? So this is why Allah is saying the ulil amri minkum, obey Allah and obey Rasul and ulil amri minkum. These jurists, these mujtahideen, these fuqaha, who are deriving the answers for you from Quran and Hadith. Okay? So this is a very important matter that needs to be understood. Because otherwise, people say, why Allah Rasul, like nowadays people say Quran Hadith is sufficient. No, you're wrong. The Quran is saying وَلِلْ أَمْرِ مِنْكُمْ. So what do you mean Quran is sufficient? Where Quran is telling you do this, you are saying no, Quran, I will not do this. Quran is sufficient. ये क्या मतलब? When Quran is saying Allah, Rasul and ulil amri minkum, and you are saying no, I will follow Allah, Rasul only. Then what about this part of Quran, ulil amri minkum? So those who say no, Allah, Rasul, no. They are fooling themselves. Allah, Rasul and ulil amri minkum. Without ulil amri minkum, you will be lost. Okay? If Abu Hanifa has not come, Imam Shafi had not come, Imam Malik have not come, where this ummah would have gone. Okay? If Mujtahideen would not have come, right? Acha, how would have you got answers to all these questions? Bataiye, Samir bhai. A faqud tahura hai masla. No water, no dirt. We would have been fighting. अगर नहीं हम पढ़ेंगे उन्होंने now we got the answer thanks to these mujtahideen. So Allah, and this is why taqleed, following mujtahideen in these matters is mandatory. Okay? And if you go into ilm kalam, that is a very touchy subject. Ilm kalam. I give you is Allah capable of making another Allah? Because Allah says, Inna Allah ala kulli shayin qadir, right? That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has power to do everything. Question is, if Allah has power over everything, can Allah make somebody similar to Him? Where is the answer for this in Quran Hadith? Where is the answer for this? If this mujtahideen would not have come, you and I would have been fighting over this. Right? So this is called ilm kalam. Right? So ulil amri minkum is important. Obedience to Allah and Rasul is not sufficient. Quran is saying ulil amri minkum. So how can you say no? Inshallah, next week we'll talk more about it. The time is short. So to next week after Maghrib, inshallah. Dua farmai, subhanallah bihamdi. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد ان لا اله الا انت نستغفرك ونتوب اليك ربنا تقبل منا انك انت السميع العليم وتب علينا انك انت التواب الرحيم وصلى الله وسلم على النبي الكريم وعلى اله وصحبه اجمعين سبحان ربك رب العزه عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين.